and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education, the comedy science podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, has been trying to learn science from her younger brother, Ron. Hello, Ron.
That's me. Hello, I'm Ron.
Over the last 2 weeks, we hit critical mass and we took the Biology Foundation AQA GCSE exam, and today is results day for this little student.
And I think we should keep stum until the outro to discuss how that went, because obviously we know.
I want to just be super professional hardball podcast. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, Ron.
Professional ones?
Yes, mainly because that book that we're reading for book club is killing me slowly from the inside because of how bored I am. So I've just been binging podcasts. And hey, they just unashamedly say, subscribe, like, and support the podcast. It's good work that we do, and you like it, and we are unashamedly asking you to help us make it a business.
Oh, hang on, let me put this in the spreadsheet of our begging.
Professionally demanding.
Okay, so, oh God, we haven't done any of this since episode 106, Laura,
No.
and we were beggy.
No, but look, we've turned over a new leaf. We don't eat anymore, and now we say you can like and support the podcast by giving us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
If you've got $1, Ron and Laura would love to have it.
Yeah, more than one of your dollars. And hey, why not share the podcast with a friend that you don't mind if they never speak to you again? Because it's a weird podcast and they might judge you. I'm listening to the...
But tell them to just listen forward now, because we're #professional podcasters soon. No. We haven't launched that fully, but...
I don't think they'll appreciate how great #professional podcasters is unless they've been here. Because I think we started all right, and then there was like a descent into absolute horrendousness. And now we're just like cauterizing that wound and going fully prof-fesh.
Yeah, we're in a unique position where our salad days is named as such, not because they were good, but because we were eating salad on mic.
Yeah, all the time. I'm listening to this one podcast and I really enjoy the content because it's sort of true crime, but it's not so much murders and stuff. It's more like more interesting crime. But the way I've never, ever listened to a podcast that had so little regard for where they just bunged adverts. There's this advert that is like a 30-second insert, and sometimes it comes mid-word. Like, they'll just be, blah, 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 this podcast is supported by ADT. And you're just like, and then sometimes there's little music stings, and you think, surely that's where they intended to put the advert, but they've just been peppered in willy-nilly. Sometimes there's 2 back-to-back. And it's a testament to how good the journalism is and how much I'm enjoying the podcast that I'm willing to put up with it. But man, it's annoying. Hey, we don't have adverts on this podcast, so give us your money instead. And then we don't have to take diet pill money or faux therapy money or any of that stuff.
I thought you were saying there that people were advertising Vietnamese broth on some of these podcasts that you're listening to.
I would advertise Vietnamese broth. Yeah.
Laura, we'd advertise diet pills.
No, we wouldn't, Ron.
We're not beating them away with a shitty stick.
No, they're not asking to advertise on the podcast, but we wouldn't advertise those. I feel quite strongly.
I'd advertise the Reform Party on this podcast if they fucking paid us.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this professional segment from Laura and Ron. Also, buy tickets to my tour. Listen up. It's selling really well in some areas, and there's only 4 tickets left to the bloody Brighton one, Ron.
Ooh,
that's a lot of tickets I've sold there. A lot of tickets. And if you live in Leeds and listen to this, fucking buy a fucking ticket. All right? Because Leeds is worrying me. And you, Falmouth. Leeds and Falmouth, you need to pull your fingers out. Okay.
I know some people in Falmouth. I'll get in touch. I wonder if we offended the people of Leeds when we talked about taking the badgers out of Leeds.
Maybe. I'll bring some badges with me if we sell out the Leeds show. Okay, Ron, it's results day. Should we get into the results? Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
How's this going to work?
I don't really know exactly the format of this. I've got the question paper, I've got the mark scheme, and I've got your answers, which I've marked.
Ugh, okay.
So I think maybe if I just kind of whiz through everything and you banter in.
So I just banter with myself while you do a long, tedious job.
Well, I'll banter back.
Will you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So question 1.
Ooh, won. Oh, I won. No need to carry
I want
on.
to suck your blood. See?
Yeah, well, we're cooking.
This was the one that was all about plants. Question 1.1.
Oh, this is, please, a light. It's a light.
It's a light.
It's a light.
My light.
Ron is mummy.
Question 1 was, which part of a plant is largest? You chose a leaf.
Leaf.
It was exactly a leaf.
Yes.
So that is answer number 1. 1 mark for you there, Laura. Next up, it was we talked about it. Pieces of potato.
Pieces of potato. I think I did all right on this bit. I think. I already want to snack. I think it's the nerves. I think it's the nerves, Ron.
We don't eat.
During the podcast.
Snacks are friends, not
What about
food.
frubes? Like a liquid.
It's your edit, so you could...
Is it my edit?
Yeah, because I'm doing all of the chemistry exam and all of the physics exam.
Oh, all right, I'll do this one. Jesus. Halloween in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was the mean, it was a change in mass in potato in grams with salt solution. 1.2 was the answer. You got 1.2,
Yes.
Laura. The maths, largely, you were very okay about.
You can't say I was very okay.
Okay with as in, like, it didn't faze you.
Okay.
You did this maths for 15-year-olds.
Shh. See? There's that tone.
Do you want me to say you excelled at it?
Yeah.
Most of it you excelled at.
Thank you.
Some of it you were a little dum-dum.
Once upon a time there was a little dum-dum.
Now, the next section was all about... is this good? The next section was all about the experiment. And you had to work out what was going wrong with the experiment.
With the pieces of potato.
With the pieces of potato. There was an anomalous result.
They excluded it from the results.
Yeah, you correctly identified a control variable.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah. You even worked out how to improve the process.
Did I get it right? What did I say?
You said...
Do more salt solution
use more
variables.
concentrations.
Yeah.
So, Laura, for question 1, how many marks out of 10 do you think you got?
10.
You did.
I did.
You did. You got 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an A-star student.
So far.
You must have been just racking your brains then, thinking she's a better entertainer than I thought, entertaining us all with this idiocy all 2 years. And actually, she's a genius.
What's osmosis?
This is a water travelling across a membrane.
Yeah, nice. You still get it. Very nice.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to a question where we talked about HPV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You correctly identified that microorganisms that cause disease are...
Bad?
pathogens. And then you correctly identified that skin is a physical barrier that stops viruses entering, and that the nose has mucus that traps viruses.
Okay, well now you're making this sound like it wasn't difficult. You're saying this like Sesame Street. I don't think you should be talking to a student with 100% success rate like they're an idiot.
I didn't know. I'm saying you correctly identified this.
But you're saying like, oh, you knew that the skin was a skin.
That's what the question was.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say... So I can't say that you were okay at the maths. I have to be like, oh, well done. You did find out it was 1.2. But then when you get this question right, me being nice about it is insulting.
But you know you're not being nice. You know you're being
This
a
is
little
genuinely
douchey.
me being nice.
No, it's not. You're condescending me.
I'm not.
Okay.
Then we had to complete a sentence about tumours. Tumours cause uncontrolled cell division.
Yes. Did I get that right?
We did get that one right.
And then you got salty about the wombats.
The Wombats?
Yeah.
The band?
Yeah. Because, no, Scouting for Girls.
Oh, fuck Scouting for Girls. I stand by that. Then malignant tumours. Then there was more facts about tumours. You got them right. We know this. That's fine.
Okay. Well done me. Well done me.
This is where...
Wait. Oh, no, it is recording. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thought I'd stop recording for a second.
You correctly identified that malignant tumours have cells that can spread to other parts of the body.
Yep.
And
I'm a doctor.
That malignant tumours may form secondary tumours.
Maleficent tumours.
Now, the next bit, we were interpreting data about percentage of females with HPV.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, you're leading into this like this went badly.
No, this is just a bit of coaching for because this is all about prepping for higher tier, okay?
It didn't feel like it. It felt like this was summiting Everest.
Now,
which, as John Oliver has told me, is not so much about the achievement, but more about patiently slogging it out in a queue with other morons.
You know, John Oliver's wife is a Republican.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But like, just a casual voting one, or like an actively, let's go.
She was
for
like
it
in
one?
the military and now campaigns for veterans, but in the Republican Party.
But the thing is, you can be a Republican without being a Trump Republican. Like, does she still vote Republican?
I couldn't find any info on that.
Like, it's like, you know, when you're a conservative like Boris and Brexit, it's a very different thing to being one for the last 8 years, you know?
Yeah, but I think someone that was still one for the last 8 years and then was like, I'm an old school Tory. I don't like these new guys either. Yes, you do. You're still on their team.
Well,
I don't buy that.
it depends who you're voting for.
Because
I think it's possible to say,
treating
like,
politics like football teams and like, I just always support the same one. Oh, it's just a bad squad this year.
No, because I think there's a thing, though, that even, like in the US especially, where it's way more even of a two-party race, I wonder if it's possible to be like, I'm a Republican, I haven't voted Republican for 10 years or whatever, but that's where but I've been voting independent or spoiling my ballot or whatever because there isn't a president I want, but like you vote for different governors and senators and stuff without voting for Captain Crazy.
Yeah, but then those governors and senators are still part of that same thing. Nah,
yeah, maybe,
but
you like what they're doing in a civil service level or whatever.
Maybe. I don't know enough about it.
No, I don't.
Anyway, what I wanted, and I know you asked me not to do this, but I'm going to read your own words back to you. Not because it was wrong, you got the answer right. But I just want to highlight something here. So you said the percentage of 16 to 18-year-old females with HPV...
Is it because I said females and that gives everyone the ick?
No, has decreased significantly from 2010 to 2016.
I stand by significantly.
The table shows a decrease every year that was measured.
Yep.
Now, that's very correct. That's all good.
Very correct.
I just want to show you what the mark scheme says.
It says percentage decreases.
Yes. If you'd just written percentage decreases, you'd have got the mark.
Right. But I didn't know that was what the mark was for. So best to say loads, just in case that the mark was for something else. No?
No, because...
That's all well and good, Ron, if you know what the answer is. If you don't know what the answer is, you just need to clearly say quite a lot of stuff in the hope that one of the stuff is the answer.
No, because then if you say contradicting stuff...
I didn't, though.
No, you didn't. And you did get it right. Well done. I'm just saying that you don't need to be so verbose.
Okay, but I bet you were going to come up later and you're going to go, you've said something really thick and short here when what you should have said is something else. Like when I tried to say they ignored it, and that was not right. About the anomaly. in the pieces of potato. Do you reckon if I was going to a podcast awards, I could wear my pop shield as a fascinator?
I think they'd love that. I think they'd carry you around on their shoulders.
Queen Laura.
Similarly, for the next question, you said from 2012 onwards, 16 to 18-year-olds females would have been vaccinated, and as the years progressed, more and more of those 16 to 18-year-olds have been vaccinated. So the unvaccinated females...
Now, here's the problem that we're having, Ron. You are laughing as you're reading my words. Laughing. That doesn't fill me with confidence, does it? Because you're laughing while being exam-me.
Have been vaccinated, so the unvaccinated
you got two words in
are
there.
aging out of the test. What the mark scheme says is more females were vaccinated over time.
I think you're being a bit unfair because I didn't know the answers.
But you did, you got it right.
I didn't know which bit of that was definitely right.
Don't take feedback as a criticism.
You are laughing while you give it. That's
funny.
a criticism.
It's not. You're a comedian.
I wasn't passing this test as a comedian.
Who said you passed?
I'm 100%.
Anywho.
I'm 100% bad bitch. Lizzo. Okay, go. Fly swat.
Then we had a few questions about the parts of the body that fight off response. White blood cells are the part of the blood that respond to an inactive virus. You got that right. Antibodies are what are produced, which then gives you the protection from it. The next question was, suggest one reason why some parents refuse to allow their children to have the HPV vaccine.
Yes, and we did not put in the thing about 5G.
No, because what you said was some parents believe vaccines contain chips about 5G.
We deleted that.
I think the HPV though, I think with HPV though, I think there are some parents
Why have you written down all the I think bits? I told you to cut all those bits.
Because it's badge related, it's sex related.
Why have you saved all this? I told you to cut all of this bit.
For right now. For having a laugh.
For mocking me. For mocking me.
However, what you submitted as an answer was...
The banjo? No, he doesn't want banjo.
They don't... What are you playing?
I wanted to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but I couldn't find a note.
I'll teach you an easy song if you want.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. It's horrible, isn't it? Okay, I won't play the banjo anymore.
You said they don't want them to have it because they don't believe you can get HPV unless you are sexually active, which I gave you the mark for. So again, Laura, for question number 2...
What do you mean you gave me the mark for? Surely I earned it.
Mark schemes are more up to interpretation than you'd think.
Great.
Because what they allowed for the mark was... one of the answers was, some people think HPV vaccine encourages sexual activity. Which isn't what you said. But I've interpreted what you said as that.
Okay.
So that's why I say I've given you the mark. 11 out of 11 for question number 2, Laura.
Yeah, I'm 21 for 21. I know it all goes off the rails towards the end, though, so I need to bank some early doors. I don't know how to describe the face Ron just put. It was like he was trying to pull his own nose up into his forehead.
And nodding.
And nodding.
So... Question...
I know it's better for the listener when we don't have snacks, but it's sad for us.
Yeah, but I'm really caning through this so we can snack at the end now.
We've got 2 bars of dime chocolate in the fridge.
Ooh.
And still some pistachio.
Crack 'em out. Get a pistachio for every correct answer.
Oh, I'd have had 21 pistachios in my tummy. We could sprinkle pistachios on the top of the lasagna.
Oh, I wish I'd done that when I baked it.
Yeah.
That was good lasagna.
That was really good lasagna.
I used half a brick of cheese.
Nice. That big brick that you bought today?
Yeah.
That was massive.
Yeah.
Did you use up the rest of the cheese that was in the fridge, or do we now have 2 open packets?
2 open packets, man.
Oh, God, men are the worst.
I didn't know there was another packet.
Why didn't you look?
Because I just bought cheese.
We're going to not use new cheese I'm excited about.
Cheese doesn't go off. That's kind of the point.
True.
Anyway, carbon dioxide plus water equals glucose plus oxygen.
Did I get that right?
You got 3 fucking marks for that one.
Because I did not know that today.
Really?
I was like, hydroxide, what?
Now, this is where you lose your first marks of the exam for the next question.
Oh.
The question was, explain how oxygen is used in cells.
Yeah. I don't think it is. Should I have just said it's not?
No, obviously it is. Otherwise they wouldn't... I know you've been hurt before and this is your trauma, but there are no trickos in exams.
Is it used for making glucose?
Well, you've just seen that carbon dioxide plus water equals glucose plus oxygen.
Yeah, so what the fuck is oxygen for? I thought they just breathed it out.
What do we use oxygen for?
Respiration.
Yeah.
But we're not using carbon dioxide. We're just airing it out. It's a byproduct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But plants still respire.
Yeah. But they breathe in carbon dioxide.
No, that's what they do when they photosynthesize.
I didn't know that they respired as well as photosynthesize.
But I just said plants do respire, and you said,
when?
Yeah. Like 15 seconds
I thought that
ago.
was part of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
No. Photosynthesis is the process of using carbon dioxide to make glucose and oxygen, but they still use oxygen.
Well.
No,
What for?
For respiration,
But
for
what's that
energy,
for?
making energy, ATP, mitochondria.
Oh. I thought that was amino acids.
No, that's what you said. You said used with nutrients from the soil to make amino acids.
Oh, at least I was consistently wrong.
Yeah. No,
1 point for that.
What do amino acids do?
Make proteins.
Yeah. What do you remember what an amino acid looks like?
Nope.
It's NH2CHR CH3. No oxygen involved in some.
So they're just breathing in and out to make... What are they making? What did you
they
just say?
make glucose and oxygen when they photosynthesize.
Yeah.
And then when they respire, they use oxygen and they make ATP, energy currency of the cell.
So what's all the glucose for if they've got ATP to be their energy currency?
Well, they break down the glucose to give them the ATP.
So then what's the oxygen for?
Respiring. How are you not getting this? The whole process converts sun energy, solar energy, into ATP. Glucose is a kind of middle step.
They make that into ATP as well?
Yeah.
But there's oxygen in the water.
What water? No.
So I thought it was water and carbon dioxide makes glucose.
Yeah.
So why do they need more oxygen from respiring?
Because they don't use water in respiring, they use oxygen, which they produce in this chemical reaction. That makes the oxygen.
I just don't understand. We're trying to make ATP. For that we need glucose.
Yep.
For that we add carbon dioxide and hydrogen together to make glucose.
No, we add carbon dioxide and water together.
Yeah.
And we make glucose and oxygen.
Yeah, so why have they got to breathe in more oxygen?
They don't, they use the same oxygen.
So why are they breathing in oxygen?
Nobody said breathing in, it just
You said respiring!
Yeah, that doesn't mean breathing in. That's just respiration.
What the fuck is respiration? I thought respiration was breathing.
Respiration is using oxygen to make energy in mitochondria.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought it was breathing.
That doesn't mean that it is. It's a bit of a fallacy that plants just like you know that like some people say that like the Amazon is like the lungs of the world and produces all this oxygen. It's not true. like in the day, yes, they will produce loads of oxygen, all of those trees, when the sun is out and photosynthesis is happening. But in the night time, they're not photosynthesizing because the sun's not out. So then they're bringing oxygen back in from the air to respire. I don't feel like you're getting it.
I'm not getting it at all.
Plant cells have to do all of the things that animal cells do, including respiring. They just do an extra thing where they photosynthesize as well. So they
You have now told me that they aren't breathing and they are breathing.
Cells don't breathe.
So how are they getting oxygen in then? How are they sucking in oxygen?
Diffusion.
But why are they sucking in more oxygen when they've got water and carbon dioxide? That's got oxygen in them. Why do they need a third income stream of oxygen?
Like I said, at night time when they're not photosynthesizing.
What are they doing then? Respiring. To still make
sugar.
They're
always respiring. Everything is always respiring. It's literally part of Mrs. Graham.
Always to make glucose.
No, respiring to make energy. ATP.
What do they need to make ATP?
An energy source and oxygen.
So what's the energy source at night?
Glucose or fats.
Okay.
Sugars and fats.
Okay. Stop being horrible. Potato is like a little pantry for a plant, isn't it?
Yes, it's an energy store.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Little fridge. I thought this episode was going to be a bit meh, but it turns out the ones that I got wrong are really good.
So that was resonating when we spoke.
I just shared around my whole tongue.
Yeah.
I've got quite a small tongue.
The next bit was all about the students investigating the rate of photosynthesis.
Well, I think I did all right on this.
Yeah, the first one was about how a student might hurt themselves.
That was a fucking stupid question.
You said the light bulb will get hot during the experiment. The student might get burnt. That was absolutely right.
Oh, but the mark scheme just said light bulb hot. So why did you use 9 words, Laura, when 3 would have done?
No, don't put words in my mouth.
Don't mock words on my paper. Oh, my tummy just backed me up with my sass then. I hope that I made the podcast.
So, yeah.
Do you think professional podcasts, like, the producer sits in a little thing and edits all that out? Tummy gurgling.
I think it just doesn't happen.
Well, they must have gurgly tummies.
No, I think they eat more fibre than us.
Meg told me, though, that your stomach gurgling is your intestines trying to wring more water out.
That's absolute horseshit.
She said that when your stomach gurgles, it's because you're thirsty. It's your, like, insides trying to, like, rinse more water out. Is that wrong? What's gurgling?
I don't know.
Oh, it might be that then.
Are you eating wet sponges?
No, it's your intestines going, it's not enough water and I'll get some from somewhere. It's like creaking, it wants more water. I made loads of sense when Meg said it. Me and Mum went and drank a glass of water.
It's fucking 3 of you. It's me and older sister of the podcast and dad against the world. Anyway, so you got bulb/lamp is hot, so may burn you/skin. Other answers that were allowed for this one: glassware is breakable, so may cut skin.
Yeah.
Electricity in close proximity to water, so may get electric shock.
Might just fall down, hit your head on a counter.
Or scissors/scalpel to cut pondweed are sharp, may cut skin.
Okay, I'm happy with my answer.
Yeah, that was fine. The next one was, you said, how could you improve... I think it was, how can you improve the...
You're being a bit quiet, Ron.
How could you improve... you said insulate the beaker. That was completely correct. Well done.
Yes.
Next 3 questions, or just a bit boring. We'll skip those.
Was I right, though?
Yeah, all correct on those. Until we get to 3.8.
Oh, what happened here?
The student wanted to measure the volume of oxygen.
Oh, this is the balloon incident.
Now...
I did try to say syringe, then you wouldn't let me.
Oh, because you said final answer.
Yeah, but I think in an exam you can always change your answers any time, any place.
Yeah, but not when we're talking things through.
We weren't talking things through and you weren't being helpful.
You could have said measuring cylinder. You could have said gas syringe.
I didn't know these things existed.
Or you could have said burette.
Oh, what's a burette?
No idea.
I did say syringe. I just said it after you were ready for it. And I still think my idea of a balloon with a clown drawn on the side could work. It would just take a lot more pre-processes to make that scientifically accurate, but it would be possible. Because it's basically a gas syringe, just a rubber one,
but you
with
have
clown
to see
markings,
that
not
the idea
number markings.
Of that being there in the mark scheme would be insane.
Yeah.
Last question was about...
But you should have let me change my answer when I wanted to.
Last question was about interpreting light intensity and photosynthesis in a graph. Ding ding, you got it very right. It's a flat rate.
Oh, if you swing this light, it doesn't really do that.
11 out of 15 for question 3, Laura.
Okay, it's slipping. We're getting to the halfway point. It's slipping. This is where the first episode ended, I think, isn't it?
Sure.
And then we started again at number 4.
Yeah, next one, you knew that the mosquito was a vector.
Yes!
Now.
BBC, bite size. I'm gonna renew my license fee for another year to say thank you, BBC.
Stop.
Thank you, BBC.
How long have we been recording?
27 minutes.
Yeah, we need to crack on.
Why?
Because we've got, loads left to go.
Okay. Thank you. Ron's in a real crank because we had to say goodbye to the girlfriend of the podcast who he recently got back together with after a year split.
No, I'm over socialised.
Yeah, but it's only been me.
That's not true. I was at a festival and I was here.
Played a good board game last night though, didn't we?
Oh, fucking hell. Give 2 features of the malarial protist that show the cell is eukaryotic and not prokaryotic.
Oh, I absolutely fucked the gub on this.
You yaffed it in the butt. You said, it is large and it has fewer organelles.
Yeah. Neither of those is right, I don't think.
No.
What is eukaryote and prokaryote again?
Eukaryotes are...
Big?
They are big, yes, but you can't tell that from the diagram that you were supposed to interpret to work this out. No.
We were making tea.
Oh, you fucking...
You explain about this while I microwave the tea. Tea's okay, that's not a snack.
Tea is okay.
Keep talking, Ron. Talking.
No, I'm waiting for you to get back. We're a good podcast now.
We're back. Professional-like.
Yes.
Putting my phone down. Professional-like. Hello, Ron. This podcast is sponsored by Better Not Help. Just when you think you feel good, we could pop round and tell you everything you've done wrong in your life.
Bottle help. For bottling it up.
Hello.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Prokaryotes is basically...
It's the little guys.
Yeah, bacteria in that.
Yep.
Eukaryotes, plants, fungus, animals.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
Because eukaryotes are bigger, they can have complex organelles, such as mitochondria and chloroplasts and whatnot. In fact, it's a theory that mitochondria used to be prokaryote organisms that then started living within eukaryotes. That shows you the size difference between them. You can clearly see in the question paper that these are mitochondria because they've got the double membrane and the wrinkles.
Oh, yeah.
What's this?
Nucleus.
Yeah, another thing that only eukaryotes say. So you'd have got 2 marks if you'd looked.
I did look. I said it had a bayou.
No, you said it was large and had fewer organelles.
It's a long time since we did this, and it's unlike other bits. It hasn't come back up again.
Silently drinking tea like professionals.
And I got confused because the other day I got into a thread on Twitter/X.com where people were talking about eukaryotes in terms of XX and XY and like baby making and stuff. And then I talked myself out of whether or not I even remembered what eukaryotic and stuff meant.
Well, all of that's in the past. You didn't get the marks.
Okay.
Next question, salmonella. I can't remember what the question was, but that salmonella was the answer. Then, similarly, only one parent is involved in whatever that question.
Oh, asexual reproduction.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's going to be a good episode if it's just you going, I don't know what the fuck that was, but salmonella, bipartisan.
Next one, 14. Who knows? That could be anything.
I remember that, Ron, because I just edited this today. That was Ron. That was how many chromosomes will it have after it splits?
Oh, well, you got that right.
Yeah, because they double and then split, so they maintain the same number of chromosomes.
Oh, I do remember that, actually. The next bit was where you were working out how many people die of malaria each year, which I think is quite a callous question.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they don't die in this country, so don't worry, guys.
You got that right, numbers-wise, but you did not know what standard form was.
Oh, yeah.
So you lost the mark for not doing it in standard form.
What is standard form?
It's where you do, 1 times 10 to the power of 8 to represent 1 and 8 zeros.
Why is that any help?
Because then you can instantly see that it's 1 and 8 zeros, and you don't have to count 8 zeros.
If somebody said to me, how many people die of malaria? 10 and a little 8. I would think 10 adults, 8 children.
Yeah, but you're not smart.
I am.
No, because you'd think that. If you saw a small 8, you'd think it referred to children. That's like caveman logic. But you did get it right.
Yeah.
Next, there was about 2 ways to reduce the chance of being bitten by mosquitoes.
Big clothes.
You did. You said covering up skin.
Yeah.
And that got you a mark. One of the what they had written down was wear longer sleeves / clothes.
Yeah.
Big clothes. Yeah. Why are you saying yeah at me like that?
Because I'm just proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, boy.
The other one that you said was mosquito repellent spray. Absolutely right as well. And actually, an answer that you discarded because you thought it was funny and wrong was not going to mosquito areas. That would have got you the mark as well. Avoid going to countries / places with malaria / mosquitoes is on the list.
But I thought that was stupid because mainly people already live there.
No.
Oh, this exam paper is even more egocentric than I am.
Yeah. You'd have got a mark for saying don't go out at night or in the evening.
What? Do men carry malaria now? Am I right, ladies?
You'd also have gotten marks for saying destroy breeding grounds and release sterile male mosquitoes.
Oh, those are horrible.
Yeah.
No, I think mosquitoes are necessary. Hey, I love that bit in Lilo and Stitch where they're like mosquitoes. That's why Earth is being preserved by the Galactic Alliance because
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you interpreted a graph. I'm not going to go through that too much because the user can't see the graph.
Yeah.
The user, the listener, can't see the graph. You got 12 out of 15.
You've been at work all day, haven't you, Ron?
I have.
Okay, so far, I've got 100%, 100%, and then 2/3, 2/3.
Over 2/3, over 2/3.
Yeah, all right.
Question number 5 was all about, don't write on that page, food and digestion.
Okay.
Proteins are needed to make new body cells by mitosis. You gave me one reason for them needing to do that. So you said cells deteriorate over time with aging. Our survey said...
Yes, Laura.
Any one from growth / development.
What?
However, in the extra information box, it said, allow replacement of old cells, allow for repair. So I gave you the mark.
Yes.
You were asked what proteins are made of.
That's really interesting, that question, isn't it? Because at 15, you probably are thinking I'm growing and changing, whereas at my age, I'm like, I'm rusting and creaking.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a patching it up game right now. We're not doing new stuff. Why didn't you blink when you drank that? Why did you hold eye contact?
Because we're professionals now.
Oh, I edited out so much typing today.
Amino acids, you're completely right. The next question was, which chemical is used to test for protein in food? You said...
This was a real, sometimes we're just grasping in the dark.
You said Benedict's reagent. Our survey said Biuret reagent.
Oh, but even you didn't know what that was.
No. You then asked what colour would be seen in a positive test for protein.
I said purple.
Our survey says
Black.
purple.
Yeah!
And you get the mark even for guessing.
Yes!
You then nailed a bit about how catalysts work by linking that their special shape means they only fit one molecule, and that
Fabulous.
And them being a catalyst speeds up reaction.
Yes.
All very brilliant. Good. You interpreted a graph to know when an acid would work best, pH-wise, and why that is. You said it's because there was acid in the stomach, Laura.
There is, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it
Yes.
right.
Did you know we've cured acid rain?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's clever, isn't it?
That's well good, yeah.
I was always so worried about church gargoyles as a child.
Yeah.
And now they're fine.
You learn about that. You then completed the sentences. The part of the enzyme that changes shape is the active site. The change in the shape means the enzyme cannot bind to the substrate. 2 marks. You got that right.
Yeah, I was worried about that bit. I didn't feel confident there.
I was impressed with that one. That's very good.
Because, if I'm honest, I don't really understand what a substrate is.
Substrate is what it binds to.
In a cell.
Anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like kitty litter. Substrate is gravel.
No, substrate is wherever it binds to. If you have a enzyme that is there to break down starch, starch is the substrate.
Huh.
If you have an enzyme that...
What am I thinking of?
If you have an enzyme that builds up starch, glucose is the substrate.
Yeah, okay, so substrate can mean an underlying substance or layer, and I think in building, substrate can be like gravel.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of a different word?
I don't know. Should we be delaying for this?
Substrate for aquarium plants, yeah. I guess the aquarium plants bind to it. They put their roots into it.
It's kind of different.
Yeah, I thought it was gravel.
Don't worry about
That's
that.
why I wasn't sure why there was gravel in your stomach or whatever.
Homophones, that's fine.
No, it's the same word.
That's what a homophone is. But it means different things, don't it? Because one means the thing that goes in an enzyme, that means dirt in a wet box. So, homophones.
Okay. 40 minutes.
Okay, now...
Oh.
This is one. We're going to have a bit of a chat about this one, Laura. Because amylase is an enzyme which breaks down starch.
Yes.
A student investigated the effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown by amylase. You were given the equipment of pipettes, test tubes, spotting tiles, a timer, solutions for controlling pH, amylase solution, iodine solution, starch solution, and a 10 centimeters cubed measuring cylinder. For 6 marks, you were asked to describe a method to investigate the effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown by amylase.
I didn't have a clue.
No,
And we've never done any practical exams. We've never done practical exams, so I don't think I can be expected to have come up with this.
No, but you're also like 42, so...
I am not. I am 29.
No, I'm 29.
No, I'm Spartacus.
No, you said you have a number of test tubes, and in each one you have a different variant of pH solution.
That's okay so far, isn't it?
Then...
No, let's break it down and talk it through. That's fine, isn't it? No. Okay. Well...
Then, to each test tube, you add the same amount of starch solution and the same amount of amylase solution. Leave them all for 10 minutes. At the end of the 10 minutes, pour the contents into a measuring cylinder and measure how much there is. Discard it and measure the next one.
That's not right. Is it something to do with the purple?
Yeah, you need to use an indicator to see if there's any starch in it.
I thought we could just... I didn't know, Ron. I don't know.
You just mix them all up. Ooh, same amount down the sink. That's the bit that really makes me laugh. Is the throwing it away.
I didn't want the examiner to think I thought we were mixing them all together. I was trying to be clear, concise, bullet points, you know?
Oh, it was funny. It was very, very funny.
I thought maybe the level would go down because of something being... What were we trying to work out? I don't even know what we were trying to work out. But when the potato got eaten, we'd have
The effect of pH on the rate of starch breakdown by amylase.
Yeah, so as the starch got broken down, maybe the water level would go down.
No, because the starch is in solution.
Yeah, but it might... I don't know.
Do you want to know the answer to that or not?
Yeah.
So add iodine solution to spotting tile. Add amylase, pH solution and starch together and then start the timer.
I got that bit. 10 minutes.
Use the pipette and then at regular intervals drop into the iodine. If starch is present, then it turns blue. Keep doing that until it doesn't turn blue. And then you record the time it takes and then repeat that at different pHs.
Oh, that'll take ages.
Yeah.
My one's much quicker. 10 minutes, man, done.
Yeah, so you got 9 out of 17.
Oof.
For Quasi 5.
Still over half.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were asked what a tissue was. You correctly identified that a tissue is a collection of cells. We then talked about one of your favourite parts of a plant, which is the meristem.
Yes!
I got you another mark. Then was our Tim Minchin moment.
Yeah.
Willow trees, absolutely correct. Then we moved on to talking about a drug. A made-up drug. We were asked why they would use berries rather than roots or leaves, even though the berries were not so good at getting the drug. You said doesn't kill the plant. Berries are easy to harvest. Absolutely.
Great.
Sometimes logic does get you
Maybe
the
we
mark.
need to do a little lesson on practicals.
Yeah.
Creating our own experiment stuff before we do higher tier, you know?
Before we do higher tier.
Well, just to go over that, because I think it's a big gap in my knowledge. It's a big part of science when you're learning. It's like how to construct. Do you remember you had to do method, equipment, results, evaluation, conclusion?
I don't have the resources for that.
No, we don't have to actually do them, but we could talk about
We could watch some kids do them online.
Why do they have to be kids?
Because it's school.
I don't think we should watch children do anything, no.
You could watch some OAPs do
Yeah. Or horses or something.
Yeah.
But I think that's a big gap in my knowledge, is how to be confident setting up my own experiment.
Okay, how about this? The Patreon app that we record tomorrow, we'll watch some vids of kids doing science experiments.
We have to do science in break time.
Do you want it or not?
Yeah, we'll just do it on me. I see what has to eat into our fun time.
Okay, we'll record it. We'll do it tomorrow. I think it'll be better in person.
Okay. You got really mad though when I wanted to watch Bean.
You got really mad when I wanted to watch cool science vids.
You sprung that on me.
Anyway, calculate the mass of chemical A in 200 grams of the leaves with chlorosis. That bit, you were fine at.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, you don't know what a milligram is.
I don't. No, I did my best logic there.
No, yeah.
A 100th.
No.
No.
How many centimetres are in a metre?
100.
Yeah. So how many milligrams do you think is in a gram? Well, actually, let me ask you this question. How many centigrams do you think there would be in a gram?
100?
How many millimetres are in a metre?
Oh, I was doing them to the wrong things.
Yeah, so there's 1,000 milligrams to a gram. Milli kind of means 1,000 milliliter, 1,000 millilitres to a litre.
Oh,
yeah.
That's where I got confused with millimetres.
Yeah. So unfortunately, though, because so you actually only lost. I think you lost 2 out of 4 marks there, because the last calculation step was wrong, and then the answer was wrong in the end.
Okay.
But you did still get 2 out of 4.
Okay, but apart from that, was my calculation right?
Yeah. The answer was 1,440 milligrams. You said 144 because you just got it out by a factor of 10. Yeah. It's fine. Where have we gone? Okay. Now, more problems next. You were asked to suggest one reason why the leaves of the deadly nightshade plant might have chlorosis.
They haven't got enough sunlight.
You said no nutrients in the soil.
They haven't got enough sunlight, Ron.
It's too late.
Why?
Because we're marking the exam.
I did ask you this before we marked the exam.
Yeah, but still when you finish, if
I
you walk
even
out the
said it
exam
to-
hall,
I even
you walk out the exam
I
hall.
even
If
said
you walk
it-
out the exam
I
hall,
even said it
you
to
walk out
you.
the exam hall, you still don't get to change your answers.
I even said it to you earlier before you did mark the exam.
Yeah, but you still don't get to change it once you've done the exam. Look, you could have had lack of chlorophyll or lack of magnesium ions. You said lack of nutrients in the soil. If you had said lack of mineral ions, you would have been allowed. If you had said lack of iron, that would have been fine too.
I did.
Yeah, I'm afraid nah. The next thing that you were asked was about testing the drug. Why do you test drugs? You said to test for side effects and understand the efficacy. Bang, bang. 2 marks. Great. Then you were asked about conflict of interest, Laura. Suggest one reason why making a report making claims about the effects of chemical A may be biased if... you said... Now, you won't contest this. You said the person that commissioned the report markets a similar drug.
Capitalism ruins everything, Ron.
The answers that we're allowed are writers/company may get financial gain or competitor may suffer financial loss.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. I'm just a step removed.
I don't think you've made the logic leap to them marketing a similar drug affecting
this
them.
is what I mean. When you were mocking me earlier for having said all the stuff and you said problem percentage decrease. That's it. See? This is why, when I am precise, I've missed it. Because I've said the simple thing and actually I needed to elaborate.
But you haven't said the simple thing.
I have.
You've talked about them marketing a similar drug, not a competitor might lose money.
Yes, that's
the
what I
simple
mean.
thing.
They want to talk it down.
9 out of 13 for that question.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well over half.
On to the last one, question 7. Starts off rough. I'm going to just rip that band-aid off now.
It finishes rough too, if I remember correctly.
So figure 5 showed the human heart.
Oh, did I get it the wrong way round?
Oh, yeah.
And upside down.
Yeah. You just got it backwards, so you lost 3 marks there, right off the hot tits. It's 3 trippy zeros. But then, when it came to using words and thinking and not interpreting a picture of a heart, you did say that the artery has thicker muscle tissue and thicker elastic tissue, which was right. You got 2 marks.
Yes!
That was very good. We answered a question about why blocking an artery would lower the blood flow. You got that. Oh no, that was interpreting a graph. Then you had to draw a graph. We just said we're going to skip the graph, so I've just given you all of those marks.
Yeah. I thought we were just not going to do the marks for that.
I couldn't be bothered. That affects like the scales and stuff, so I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on the graphs, because I think you're good at graphs.
Yeah.
Then... Yeah. Then we got to this big question at the end. Which...
I think it was another just a blank page and 6 points and talking to the abyss, wasn't
Explain the effect of a partly blocked coronary artery on the human body. You said the rate of blood flow is decreased, the heart has to work harder to pump blood around the body, the delivery of oxygen to cells is reduced because of the slowing of blood supply within the body. You may experience a slower immune system as the delivery of the white blood cells would be slowed by the blocked blood system. I've given you 2 out of 6.
I should have said that the heart having to work harder puts increased strain on the heart and wear and tear.
Yeah.
I didn't follow that thought through to the end.
You didn't say 6 things.
I didn't have 6 things in me by this point, Ron.
No. And then we come to the final question of the exam.
Was that not the final one?
No, there was one more squeaker at the end. But you got it right.
Oh.
It's just about how you can fix a blocked artery. You said a stent.
Stent.
You said it widens the artery to increase the blood flow. That's absolutely right.
Yes.
So we end on a positive note, and you got 11 out of 19 for the last question.
All right.
All right, Laura. It's out of 100 marks.
Yeah.
Where do you reckon you came?
70? Out of 100?
73.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty close. That's a first at university.
Yeah. I don't know what it is at GCSE.
Oh.
I can't figure it out. Can you figure it out?
Okay, let's have a look. Fucking banjo.
Professional.
So, wait, those are all letters. Where does your number go?
I don't know.
Legacy GCSE Science. Highest grade available on Foundation tier has now risen. Get the equivalent of B. Okay.
So I think 70 would have gotten you an A.
But how do we know?
Because A star is 80.
How do you know that?
I think that's just memory. I would remember that.
Why would you know that?
Because I got A's.
Oh.
Oh, A stars.
High 60% of marks cover Foundation, 40%.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on here.
Hang on, I'm going to pause the recording and do some research. Okay, so I found a thing here on. Out of 200, though, which ours was only out of 100.
Yeah. So you'd have gotten, if we double that, because we only did 1 out of the 2 papers, you'd have gotten 146 out of 200. So that's top marks, grade 5. That's not quite as satisfying as a letter grade, but I've got my chart here.
So grade 5, is that a B then? Because it said you can get a B for Foundation these days.
I think you'd have got it. I think you'd get a B.
Yeah, it's exactly between a B and a C. So it's like a C plus, B minus.
On the boundary line.
Look, if you look at this on the government website, the 5 is sitting right between the B and the C.
Yeah. But 5's top all.
And they said I could get a B. So if I got the top thing, I'm going to call it a B.
All right, we'll call it a B.
All right.
Which is the best thing that you could have got. You got the best. Well, let's call it what it is. It's a 5, which is the best thing that you could have got.
Yeah.
So great. Well done.
Okay.
All right.
So areas to work on before we do the higher is definitely the practical exams.
Practical exams, and then I think just a bit of exam theory.
Yeah.
How to write it, and like when you see 6 marks, what to do.
Panic.
What to do when there's 1 mark. But overall, I'm impressed.
Okay. Now let's go and have some snacks.
Laura, you've got to be happy with that.
Yes, and I think, do you respect me more now?
We'll see how you do in the higher tier.
No, Ron. I think we're all quite pleasantly surprised with how well I've done there and what we think the results are. If you're listening to this and you understand how modern GCSEs work, can you get in touch and let us know what I scored, please?
Yeah. Was it laugh a minute? Nah. Did you do well at the exam? Yeah, really did.
I think that the people that are still invested in this podcast, I feel uncomfortable when it's not laugh a minute, but I don't think they care.
Yeah, they're along for the vibe.
Yeah, they don't mind. It's like that bit in Schitt's Creek where David's boyfriend sings to him and you're crying and you don't even mind that you're not laughing that much, but you know that they'll laugh at you. They'll make you laugh soon.
That is a good bit, and they do make what I always kind of felt was a shit song quite emotional.
What song is it?
You're simply the best.
Yeah. It's a great bit. It's a great bit. You're not worried.
Yeah.
You're not worried that suddenly, is the show not funny? You're just like, it's just not what they're doing right now. And sorry, but when we're going through my personal triumph of quite how much biology I know, we can't be as laugh a minute, Ron.
No.
I did enjoy fucking Banjo, though. I have listened to that. I cut that little clip out, and I have listened to that about 9 times a day. Fucking Banjo. I might put that out on the socials this week if I remember.
Yeah, that made me laugh quite a lot.
Yeah. So next week's going to be chemistry.
2 episodes of chemistry exam.
Yeah. So you're editing those, though, right?
I have edited the first one. I just need to put it in the drive.
Whoop.
But that's professional admin that we don't have to do because we're #professional.
Yeah, we don't talk about that on the podcast. No.
Laura?
Yeah.
Just maybe edit this out because it's boring. But are we #professional now because we've got the lead time again?
Maybe.
Do those things correlate? When we were flying by the seat of our pants is when we started eating pistachios.
My phone's ringing. That's not professional.
That's not professional.
I don't know who it is. Shall I answer it?
Yeah, go on, but put it on loudspeaker.
Hello?
Hello, quick call on behalf of the Anglian Home Improvement Company, and I must let you know that our calls are recorded as well. The reason for my call today is Anglian has launched their scrapping scheme, so if there's any old doors and windows left to do, we are going to be offering to upgrade those windows and doors with an average saving of £1,000. Do you have any windows or doors that you might think about in the future?
No, sorry, I need all my windows and doors.
Is there anything else you might be thinking of updating, like the fascias, gutters, or the garage door?
Not at the moment, no. Thank you, though.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Take care.
Cheers, and you. Bye-bye.
That didn't feel professional. Patreon register.
Her voice was like if we had decided to do that as a bit and we were being a salesperson.
She was good crack. She was very professional.
Yeah, she was.
Do you want to read the register out, Laura?
I don't. Should I have said to her, calls may be recorded for podcasting use?
Yeah, that would have been funny. That poor woman, she has no idea that she's just on this podcast.
8 people are going to trying to take my doors? Sell me a new door? I don't know.
At the end, she was just like, is there anything else you need? I don't... What, is this just a general services?
You load the dishwasher? Fred Goff is mouth slapper extraordinaire, responsible for slapping every morsel of food out of Laura and Ron's sloppy mouths, which, yes, in itself would create some noise of the hand-slapping faces and possibly from food hitting the floor, but that could be easily edited out and is less disgusting, so stop poking holes. Thank you, Fred Goff, for keeping this podcast food-free, and if ever we eat on the podcast again, it's Fred's fault, not ours.
Yes, and you too, freeloading listener, should sign up for the Patreon. It's how we cover a small portion of the costs that Laura pays for the things that we do.
Yeah. And it's how we keep ourselves in stachios.
And also, actually, it's not just about that. It's also, there's lots of fun content over there. So we're about to record
I'm so excited about the episode we're about to record.
Laura's birthday episode. I've watched 3 episodes of Real Housewives. I watched Real Housewives New York, Real Housewives New Jersey, and Real Housewives, what was the other one, Beverly Hills. And I've got thoughts, and I've got notes.
I'm so excited.
And I think this is going to be a lot of fun, because what I find with Real Housewives is that I don't have object permanence with it. As soon as I'm not watching it, I cannot retain anything about it. So these notes are going to be as much a mystery for me as they are for you.
Maybe Real Housewives is your science.
I think that is so insulting to science.
All right. Well, listen, we love you, listeners. We hope you enjoyed the biology portion of the exam season. Next week, chemistry. Share the podcast. Spread the love. Let's find more people for our funky little community. And see you next week. Patrons, see you Friday.
What do I say for exam
Pencils
episodes?
down. Oh, but it's results.
I guess just
throw
good
your
job,
cap
Laura.
in the air.
Not until
Certificates up.
Just click. Here are your marks. Bye.
Have you got any spare windows?